Hey, you know what it is? Hit that like and subscribe. Let me know where you're all from in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. But we're going to get into these juicy news. Lawyers say Keefe D is not a danger and he should be released on the Las Vegas trial. And so Las Vegas, the public defenders representing Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the man arrested in September in the murder of Tupac Shakur, wrote in a new court documents that their client is not a danger to the community or a flight risk as a judge weighs his possible release pending trial. But police arrested Davis, now 60, in September following a grand jury indictment on a murder charge. He has remained at the Clark County Detention Center without bail ever since. And so right there, he's remaining without bail because last month, Davis public defenders filed paperwork asking a judge to release him with stipulations, adding their client's public statements about the killing were for entertainment purposes and money, and it was all shenanigans. But in court, paperwork filed before the planned hearing, prosecutors allege Davis called his wife and son on October 9th, with Davis's son telling him around the city that they were talking about it's a green light on our side. The call came after the state provided a deputy public defender with a list of cooperating witnesses, which the public defender, who was not even appointed to the case, then provided to Davis and his son on documents that were said. Now, over the past several years, Davis wrote a book and did several interviews where he said he was in the car with the person who shot Shakur and record executive Suge Knight near the Las Vegas Strip in September 1996. Now, Shakur died 6 days later from his injuries, and Dwayne should not be denied bail in this case. Davis's public defender said in documents filed Monday that sufficient doubt exists as to Dwayne's liability for the first-degree murder in the shooting and death of Tupac, and this court should release Dwayne on house arrest with electronic monitoring pending trials, and monetary bail is not necessary to secure Dwayne's attendance at the trial or to protect the community. Now, Davis's attorneys said he has not threatened anyone in jail or on the phone calls provided to prosecutors, and the bail hearing was scheduled for Tuesday, but prosecutors previously said they would not seek the death penalty should a jury find Davis guilty. And so Davis has declined interview requests from the jail. And that right there, he wanted to be on all the interviews and incriminate himself back in the past and all the podcasts and shows and then the book that he wrote. But now all of a sudden that things have hit the fan and that he's in the jail cell, he doesn't want to, even go in for an interview. He doesn't even want to talk on his side. And it's kind of strange when you think about that right there. You guys got to look at the bigger picture and what's going on behind the scenes on that. But Shakur's death came amid his feud with the rap rival, the notorious B.I.G., who was fatally shot 6 months later at the time. Now, both rappers were in the middle of the infamous East Coast-West Coast rival, which primarily defined the hip-hop scene during the mid-1990s, and the feud was ignited after Shakur was seriously wounded in another shooting during a robbery in the lobby of a Midtown Manhattan hotel. Now, Shakur openly accused B.I.G. and Sean Diddy Combs of having prior knowledge of the shooting, which both vehemently denied the shooting, and it sparked enough of a feud that created a serious divide within the hip-hop community and fans. And the New York-born Shakur represented the West Coast after he signed with Los Angeles based on the Death Row Records. He often traded verbal jabs in the media and through songs. And so B.I.G. and Combs held from the East Coast while representing New York City-based Bad Boy Records, largely considered one of the most influential and versatile rappers of all time. And the 6-time Grammy Award-nominated Shakur has had 5 number-1 albums, remember, on the 1995's Me Against the World and 1996's All Eyes on Me, and 3 posthumous releases, the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, which was recorded under the name Machiavellia, as well as 2001's Until the End of Time and 2004's Loyal to the Game. Now, his professional music career only lasted 5 years, but Shakur secured 21 Billboard Hot 100s, including top 10 hits Dear Mama and Old School in 1995 and his best-known track 1996, How Do You Want It, California Love. Now, the latter spent 2 weeks at the #1 spot on the Billboard on the Hot 100 from his final studio album and Death Row Records debut. Now, All Eyes on Me. Now, according to entertainment data company Luminate, Shakur has sold 33 million albums, 41 million when including track sale and streaming equivalents. Now, the rapper's on-demand video and audio streams total 10.1 billion. But in 2017, Shakur was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Snoop Dogg. In June of this year, the rapper received a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's also had some museum exhibits and that paid homage to his life, including Tupac Shakur, Wake Me When I'm Free, right? But that right there is even some recent news on Tupac and everything that's going on with that even. And so, you got to also think about his threats and stuff and the claims that delayed the bail hearing for the ex-gang leader that held in the Tupac Shakur, killing. And so we're going to jump right into that right now. And like I said, remember, he was incriminating himself a lot in the past, and he was writing all these books and doing these podcasts and everything. And look what just happened now. And so a bail hearing was postponed Tuesday in Las Vegas for a former Los Angeles area gang leader charged with orchestrating the killing of hip-hop music legend Tupac Shakur, giving defense attorneys time to respond to prosecutors' allegations that witnesses in the case may be at risk. And remember, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, court-appointed attorney, sought the delay to respond to prosecutors' allegations filed last week that jail telephone recordings and a list of names provided to Davis's family members show that Davis poses a threat to the public if he is released. And so no court hearing was held Tuesday. One of Davis's attorneys, Robert Herrero, told the Associated Press later that the defense wanted to respond in court in writing, and he declined to provide details. Herrero said that last week he did not see the evidence that any witnesses have been named or threatened, and so Davis is the only person ever charged with the crime in the drive-by shooting that also wounded the rap music mogul Marion Suge Knight, and so who is now serving the 28 years in California prison for an unrelated fatal shooting in the Los Angeles area in 2015. And so remember, Davis has pleaded not guilty and is due for trial in June on a murder charge. He has remained jailed without bail since his arrest on September 29th outside his Henderson home. And so Las Vegas police had served a search warrant there in mid-July. But Davis, originally from Compton, California, is now housed at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, where detainees' phone calls are routinely recorded. And if convicted at the trial, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. And so in a recording of an October jail call, prosecutors say Davis's son told the defendant about the green light authorization, remember. And that their court finally made no reference to Davis instructing anyone to harm someone or to anyone associated with the case being physically harmed. And so in a world, a green light is an authorization to kill. And so the prosecutors, Mark and Binu, told Clark County that the document adding that at least one witness was provided assistance from federal authorities so he could change his residence. And so prosecutors also point to Davis's own words since 2008 in his police interviews, in his 2019 tell-all memoir, and in the media. And what they say provides strong evidence that he orchestrated the September 1996 killing. And so Davis's attorney argued that his descriptions of Shakur killing were done for the entertainment purposes and to make money. And so remember, as I was saying, he incriminated himself and he wrote all these books and all the things that were going on behind the scenes. So really, in the end, it's Keefe D's fault. He says he lives by the code of the streets, but he snitched on himself and he snitched on others. So Davis maintains that he was given immunity from prosecution in 2008 by FBI agents and Los Angeles police who were investigating the killings of Shakur. And, in Las Vegas, and rival rapper Christopher Wallace, known as the Notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls, 6 months later in Los Angeles. And so Davis's bail hearing is now scheduled for January 9th. And that's all some recent news. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe. We're going to keep you updated.